Hey everyone, thanks for checking out Dive Bots. Come dive with us as we discover this 100-year-old artifact in Crystal Lake. It's a half-pint milk bottle from the Bowman Dairy Company, which operated in downtown Crystal Lake from 1902 to 1936. Now we were able to use an underwater drone to recover this glass bottle from the bottom of Crystal Lake. And the photo you see on the right there, that's the bottle right after we brought it up to the surface, along with the golf ball we also found in the lake. That's a bad shot, but it gives you some perspective on the size of this glass bottle. We were able to donate this bottle to the McHenry County Historical Society and Museum, which has a Bowman Dairy Company exhibit. Definitely check that out. Now here's some footage from the actual dive. Crystal Lake is over 10,000 years old. It was formed by glaciers and gets up to 40 feet deep. It was frequented by Native Americans, and in the 1830s, European settlers came. They used it for ice harvesting, recreation, and of course, fishing. Here's a smallmouth bass we found in the lake. This guy was particularly curious and loved the underwater drone. He hung around for the entire dive and exhibited some remarkable behavior. This fish in particular would swim over to objects, settle down on the bottom of the lake bed, and then watch the drone recover these objects. And you're gonna see him do it right here. There's a glass bottle on the left side of your screen. It's a 1980s beer bottle, a piece of trash we were able to remove from the lake. And there he goes, settling down. The drone's gonna go over and grab that. But it's not exactly what we were looking for. We're looking for older things, artifacts that can tell us about our local history. Can you spot one here? They can be really hard to see in the sand because these older bottles tend to be mostly buried. So we look for things like shadows and straight lines, things that are giveaways that there might be an object there. And here, once the dust settles from the drone motors, you're gonna be able to see a shadow with a straight line. And that's a telltale sign that there might be something there. We operate this drone from a boat above with a remote control. We're gonna use that remote to open the claw, and we'll go in and try to make this grab and see what we can find. And sure enough, it's a glass bottle from the Bowman Dairy Company. Here's a shot of local farmers in Crystal Lake. They're actually not happy in this photo. They're blocking the entrance of the Bowman Dairy on strike because they want higher compensation for the dairy they're providing to the Bowman Dairy Company. And guess what? They won, but it wasn't without a cost because the Bowman Dairy in Crystal Lake would shut down a few years later. But that's okay. Just like them, sometimes things don't work out how you planned. Oh no! This was only about 20 feet deep, so we head right back down, and guess who's there waiting for us? Our fish friend. And the bottle is actually just to the right center of this screen at the top there. We're gonna make a little adjustment and we'll be able to recover that bottle no problem. We actually get a better look at it now, and we can see it has thick glass walls and actually raised lettering. And that tells us this bottle is probably over 100 years old. It's gonna be a good find. We were able to research the Bowman Dairy Company more at the McHenry County Historical Society and Museum, and we actually found Sanborn maps of Crystal Lake. These are fire insurance maps from the late 1800s and early 1900s, and they can tell you tons of things about local buildings that might not even be there anymore. So we're gonna zoom in on that and give you a closer look. Here's the Bowman Dairy Company on the corner of Crystal Lake Avenue and Main Street, right downtown Crystal Lake. It was actually bought later by Oak Manufacturing and torn down in 1967. But we can actually take this map and learn what the building was made of, how big it was, what was in it, and even the operating hours and other cool things like that. Then we can take it and overlay satellite imagery from today to give us some real perspective on what this building would have looked like, the size and scale of it, and exactly where it was located in our town. Very cool to be able to do that. This time we're not gonna drop it. We make that grab, the bottle is safely up in the boat, and we're gonna get it all nice and cleaned up and take it over to the McHenry County Historical Society and Museum for the Bowman Dairy exhibit, which is fantastic. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely need to. Thank you guys all for checking out Dive Bots. Find us on Facebook and YouTube, and definitely check out the McHenry County Historical Society and Museum in Union, Illinois. They have some amazing exhibits on the Bowman Dairy Company, ice harvesting, and tons of other locally significant, awesome pieces of history. We'll see you guys out on the lake.